Okay. Hi, everyone. I am Michelle Demmery. I am a diamond leader with It Works Global, and I just wanted to go over a few things today. There's kind of a couple things I wanted to touch base with because I've noticed that some some of my teammates have been doing this, and I find it a little bit detrimental to your business. So I'm just going to go over a few things in like how to kind of like spice up um, your pages on Facebook and Instagram, and how to what we do every day. So I'm going to start off with actually what we do every day. So we do 6 major things. Honestly, I'm going to actually find my 6 list so that it's a little bit easier. But one of the things that we do every single day is that we post. It's something that kind of tells everybody that you're open for business in a way, because we don't have a front storefront or whatever, so you don't have an open sign. You don't, whenever you get on Facebook, you don't say I'm open, Posting tells people that you are still in the business, that this is what you're doing, and that you're very serious about this business. So that's very, very detrimental to what we do every single day. So I shoot for 2 to 3 posts a day. Some days I'll do more, some days it just depends on what my day looks like. Some days I'll stick to the 2. Hold on, I'm sorry, this thing like it keeps bouncing every time I talk because I talk with my hands. It just like it's the bounce. So that's one of the things that we make sure that we're doing. So we're posting about the products that we're either using. I post a lot about the coffee, but that's just because I drink it every morning. So that's part of my life now. And then any other products that I'm using throughout the day, I'll post about. But I don't always post about those in my on my page. I do a lot of like pictures of my boys, and I'm a mom of 2 boys. So I'll post a lot of pictures of my boys. I'll post a lot of pictures of my husband, me, like, a lot of selfies. I do a lot of selfies. Just things that is going on. And then I kind of talk about it with like whether, if I post a picture of like my youngest who's 2, and I talk about how I'm so glad that I had my keto coffee this morning because I have to deal with a 2-year-old all day. Like, I'm exhausted, okay? So I'll talk about that. But I talk about my day, and I feel like when I'm posting on my page, I'm advertising for it without sounding salesy. So I'm not like, try it today, So I try to make sure that I don't do that. Another thing that I like to do is post about the opportunity. So I'm offering. So I'm like, okay, I get to stay at home with my family all day long, and this is what this company's been able to do, and where we're going to be going. And I talk about this like every single day. I talked about bringing my husband home every single day, and I did it. And then I had to find something else to talk about. That's all I ever talked about for a year. So, so now it's, we're working on getting our house done. And like, what I mean? Like, it's just, you find other things to talk about. So I just make sure that I'm posting every single day, on top of messaging, because if you're messaging and you have no post up, you're not talking about the products, people always go to your post. So if you message somebody and you're like, hey, would you try a product for 90 days or whatever, do one of my 3-month makeovers, or if you use the product models, which I don't, and I don't recommend that you do, but if you do and you've had success with it, I'm not knocking it. Like, do what you got to do, boo. Like, I don't even care. I just, I've had people come back and, think that they're going to get paid for it. So I just stopped using it altogether to avoid that. And I use a lot of the 90-day challenges and 3-month makeovers as my wording. But when you're doing that and you're not posting, they go to your page and they're going to see you shared, whatever I don't know, cat video, I don't like whatever you're sharing. And they're going to see that and they're going to see that and then they're going to see whatever else you're sharing. And then and you never post about products, or you're not never posting about trying the products or using the products or anyone else trying the products, like even customers, then people aren't going to buy from you because they don't know what you're even talking about. And they're going to end up thinking that you're spam. Because if you've never talked to this person before and you're like, hey, are you, whatever, and you might even be just saying, hey, girl, you're not even making it personal by saying, like, calling them by their first name or whatever. And if it's someone like maybe you have a nickname, but if it's somebody that you have never talked to before and you were like, hey girl, like I'm looking for a couple people to try my product, one of my plant-based products for 90 days. Would you be willing to give it a try? Or can I give you more information? They're going to instantly be like, well, who are you? First. Second, let me go to your page, because that's what I do. And let me see what you're talking about. They're going to try to search it instead of asking. If they find nothing, they're going to think you're spamming them, and then they're just going to ignore you. That's whenever you're gonna see them. They like seen it, so they seen your message, but they're not going to respond to you because they don't know what the heck you're talking about because you ain't posting. So posting is very, very detrimental, and I really don't like that this keeps bouncing. But anyways, so we want to make sure that we're posting. We also want to make sure that we're constantly growing our network. So you're making sure that you're sending out follow requests on Instagram. We used to use a third-party app called Captivate if you had an iPhone, and there's a couple other ones I think for Android, but we haven't been using those very often just because Instagram started to catch on to that, and they're like really cracking down and shutting people's pages down, so we're not doing that anymore. So we just, we go in and we find somebody that we're already following, and we look at their followers or look at the likes on their page, on their most recent picture. And if they haven't posted for like the last 2 days, like at least 24 hours ago, I just move on. Like I go on to the next person. I'm getting people that are like recent and they're on there and like doing it that way. So then the next thing I'm doing, so I'm getting their likers, and then I'm like following the girls that are on there. And then I'm doing sort of the same thing with Facebook, but I'm using the friends list. And I'm adding on Facebook. And then we're going to send out new messages every single day. So you want to make sure that you're sending out at least, you want to shoot for a 50 if you're new. So you want to make sure you're sending out 50 new messages. And like I said, if you're posting, then you'll have a little bit more success rate with that. And then if you are finding that you're getting through 50 messages in one day, then you're going to bump it up to like 75. And then bump it up to 100. And just keep going until you are getting a nice response. And that would be on Facebook and Instagram. You could split it. You don't have to do 50 on Facebook and 50 on Instagram. You can do 25 Instagram, 25 Facebook, whatever you want to do. But I always split it. And then you're making sure you're putting stuff in your side and that they're nice looking. That's the other thing too. When you're posting, you want to make sure you're not posting black, green, and bling, basically, because that's just too advertising. We like to post because we are social media influencers. So we're brand influence. Our brand is It Works. Our brand is plant-based health and wellness products. So we want to be professional about it. We don't want to have those, black, green, and blings. Like when I see that stuff, I think of like MySpace, and we're not MySpace. So we want to kind of get out of doing that. You want to make sure that you're the blogger style pictures, and you could find a lot of that on Pinterest. That's where I get a lot of my pictures. If someone else didn't already take like pictures and shared it in one of our group pages. So you want to make sure that you're putting up really nice slides as well. That's where I put most of my products. So like I said, in my page, I'm focusing more on like who I am, my family, and like what I do on a day-to-day. On my slides, I do more of like behind the scenes, so you'll see like videos. Like I take a lot of stuff of like my kids being crazy, and then or like stuff that we're doing. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. And then another thing I'm doing is I'm putting up anything that I'm talking about. Like, so if I want to talk about me making, and I'm trying to be more consistent with it too, and I'll be more consistent of making my coffee, and it's like the boomerang or just short little videos with some music. Beanleaf, I did one, and I was making it through. I blend up my keto coffee, so I was making it that way. And I was doing that, and I try to make sure that I do that every single day. It seems repetitive, but people like to see that. And if you're getting new followers every day, they didn't see that yesterday because you just followed them today. So they'll get to see that. So you want to make sure you're being consistent about it. And then I try to make sure that I like feature a different product. But like right now, it's November. We just had Thanksgiving yesterday, so today's Black Friday, and we have so many Black Friday deals. So I posted all the Black Friday deals today. I'm like, this is what's going on, you guys. Like, this is going on until I think Monday. I don't even know what day that is. Whatever the day, I don't know. Either way, I put the end date and the time so that they know. So I put that all on my slides, and I don't expect anybody to like actually order from my slides. If they do, that's amazing. If they don't, not a big deal because I am going to be messaging them anyways. And you could do that. You can go onto your messages and I'll show that to you guys, but you can see who's seen it, who like went through your entire story, you saw it, and you can message those people because you know that they're looking. They didn't vote or they didn't say anything, but that doesn't mean that they're not interested. So you always ask. You won't know unless you ask. And then I make sure I'm doing like 30 minutes to 1 hour of personal development every single day. It's very, very detrimental to your business because this business is a lot of mental. So if you're not mentally like ready for it, or you're just not in the right mind, your day is not going to go as well as you wish it would. I really wish that this would stop bouncing. It's kind of annoying. I don't know if that's going to make any difference, but it's like really annoying. And I'm sorry that there's like stuff up here. My headboard. And then you want to make sure that you're following up with people. I try to make sure I follow up every single day because follow-up Fridays can get super crazy if you're not following up every day. So that is that's the 6 list, and that's like I literally have it like written down so that I can follow that. Those numbers you can adjust if you're new. I don't know how that showed up, if that showed up backwards or not. I am so sorry if it did. But I can always share that if anyone wants that. Okay, so now that you have all of that, and I kind of touched base about as far as like products and stuff like that. So let me show you guys something. I'm gonna go to Pinterest, okay, and I'll show you what not to post. And I'm just typing in, oops, it works. See, typed in it works, search. Let's just do, it works distributor, right? So, see some of these photos? Like, I would definitely not post that. That would not be on my thing. It's too, it literally says, if you think this is a scam, I still get paid. Like, and it's not wrong, but it's just not something you should be posting on there because it's not how we do this anymore. It probably worked back in the day. Like here's another one I think I've seen people post, like that kind of stuff. If you want to make that yourself and post it on like a pretty picture. Like I would use this. See, it's like a cute picture. It has some words. It says when your Monday morning cubicle is actually your bed. It's I would use that. But like yeah, there's anything that's like yelling black, green, and bling, I would not post. This isn't what I would actually post. So we would do It Works. Actually do Instagram stories. And it comes up with some really nice stuff. It has a bit nicer picture. See how like that looks nicer. I know it's kind of hard to see, but you'll find like just nicer photos and more blogger style. This is something I will show you guys that I just posted about. So like I have, because that's one of the deals. So I have that picture and I used that. I actually cropped out some wording. This is another one for our keto energy that is also on sale. Post that. That's what I'm talking about. Like that kind of stuff. I have one actually that a friend had taken a picture of, and I edited it to like one of my filters. I'll show you like the original. That's the original. And then I put my filter on it, and boom. And then I used it. Editing pictures is another big thing. Some photo editing. Don't know if you guys can see that. I use Lightroom and PicTapGo. PicTapGo used to be my jam, and then I started using the Lightroom. So I took this photo before starting this. So what I did was, I guess I should show you guys how to do that. So when I opened up the app, let's just open the app. So I'm going to open up the app. Okay, and then I'm going to click on this photo here, right? And then edit at the very top right. And then you can go down here and there's all kinds of different filters. And you can create a recipe and it actually saves it for you. This is for iPhone. It'll save your typical style. The last time I actually used this was October. Excuse me. So, I'll show you guys like the original, and I'm gonna click on what I used to use all the time. And then there's that. So like why can't say that, crisped it up. Like it made it like just look so much better. So there's one way. And then one of the filters I always use now, and I use this all the time, is on Lightroom. So I have that there's a preset for that. So again, that is the original, and I actually downloaded and paid for a preset package, and then I kind of edit it to what I like. So there's the final, and that's the one I will save because that's one that I will actually use. So save that, and boom. It's so easy when you have it like ready and set. So you want to kind of make sure that you're staying with a consistent flow. And one of the other things too I wanted to talk to you guys about is the way your profile works. So you want to keep it personal, okay? You want to make it you. Who are you? You want to make sure that you're telling people who you are. So for me, it has my name, Michelle Demmery. I'm a wife. I'm a mom of 2 boys. I am on my weight loss journey. I'm a vegetarian, a metal. I'm a movie fan, horror movies. Halloween is my favorite. Okay. And I just edited it. And all I did was honestly to get it like that. There is a website that you can go to that will change up the wording or the font, and you can like copy and paste that. I also typed it up in my note app and just copied and pasted it into my profile. Okay. So then I also used I think it's called Canvas to make my highlights. So I have my highlights here. And then I have my photos, and like I said, I post a lot about the coffee and my family, and I very rarely ever have a before and after, but that was really awesome. I actually need to take that down because it's not approved. So I actually need to take that down. I'm actually going to do that right now because I will forget, so I'm going to delete this. Okay. Like I said, I don't rarely ever have before and afters on here. And you'll rarely see just a product post. I have a couple, but they're like not, like it's very like limited. See right here, that's collagen. I posted about it. But like I said, very rarely, and I still got like I got 81. But I try to keep it me and my family and like personal. And then if you go to my story, like I said, it's going to be more of products. And it's going to just, I mean, I try to keep it as simple as possible. Like, I literally try not to have too much. Oh, so there is that. On Facebook, it's very similar. I use whatever I have on. Whatever I have on Instagram, I also have on Facebook typically. Sometimes I'll post different things on Facebook than I will on Instagram. It just depends on what is. Like if I'm trying, because I don't post on Instagram, I post on Facebook. So I'll post things like that on Facebook and not on Instagram. But my stories are the same. And I sometimes forget to post on stories on Facebook, but I'm trying to get better at that. Let me see what else. So when I'm looking at my, scroll past that. When I'm looking at my page here, let's try to do this. I want to be seeing family. That was a reaction. Let's see, family. That was Thanksgiving yesterday. But I try to keep it like not like boom in your face. Here's my product. Like I said, the black, green, and bling. We don't want to do that. That's an interactive post. You want to make sure you're doing that too. But I try to keep it like blogger style, you know? So you want to make sure that you're kind of keeping it blogger style. So it's not like that was a webinar. There's collagen. I don't always post that. Do you see? Like I don't always do that. My baby. And there's my coffee. So I try not to, like I said, do that too often. I gotta take that down too. Why the heck? I am like missing some of this stuff. So I try not to. But if you notice, I have no sharing. Like I don't share anything. So try to avoid doing that because that will make things just so much easier for you. Another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about too as well that is very, very detrimental is if you're with more than one company. Well, I'm going to get a drink for this. If you're doing more than one company, and I'm not knocking anyone that does, but you have to understand what you're doing as a professional. Okay. So you're posting about It Works, and you're posting about Avon, and you're posting about Pampered Chef. And I'm just throwing names out, like there's nobody in particular. But you are posting about more than one business, and that's just so confusing to your customers, your potentials, especially if you're growing your network. And I have had people message me like, "Oh, hey, like, what do you do?" Um, and it'd be really confusing to be like, "Well, I am a rep with It Works, which is health and wellness. I also represent Avon if you want jewelry and makeup, and I also represent Pampered Chef if you need um, kitchen gadgets and cookware and stuff. What were you interested in? You know what I mean? Like it just, I don't, I don't know. Like that just seems like a lot, and it seems very exhausting to me. It just seems like your hands in a lot of pots and you don't really know what you want to do. It's so much easier if you focus on one thing. If you're dead set focused on one company, it's just that much easier. Not only that, um it's against our compliance to represent more than one company, our company, to represent another company on your personal page. We only allow you to represent one company on your personal page. If you're doing it with like groups, obviously we can't say much about that. But if you're advertising for more than one company, it's against compliance. So I don't want you guys to get in trouble, especially when now they're cracking down with everyone with the before and after pictures too. So you want to just be really careful. Um, so let's think about this though. So you have a new person that comes to your page, right? And they see you advertising for It Works, and then they see you advertising for Avon, and then they see you advertising for Pampered Chef, and they're like, well, what is she doing? Like, is she with It Works? Like, is she just not making enough money? Like, what's going on? And it just makes a lot of work for yourself. Like, it makes me curious to like what kind of message you'd be sending out as well, because you're kind of like, it's almost like you have everything as a backup. Like if they're not interested in health and wellness, say they're really wanting perfume, then you're like, oh no, girl, I got you. Like I got perfume too. You don't need to be the jack of all trades. You know what I mean? You need to focus on one company so that you can focus, because having 20 emails from 3 different companies, that just has to be super overwhelming. So if you're messaging and you're not getting results, and you look at the 6 things that you need to have and you're not posting, or you're posting the wrong stuff, or you're posting for more than one company, you're sabotaging yourself, if that makes sense. Um, like I said, and the reason being is because people don't know what it is that you do. So you need to start branding yourself. Who are you? You want the person that comes in and maybe they're not interested in the product themselves, but they might know someone that is. You want them to, whenever they're talking to somebody about something and they're just like, oh, I just really need like a cleanse. And you want that person to be like, oh my gosh, you need to get a hold of my girl, Michelle. She is a rep with It Works. She has this amazing cleanse that she talks about all the time. Let me get you connected. You don't want them to like not know what you're doing because they're not posting about it, or you're posting about it and other products so that aren't It Works. I hope that kind of makes sense. It's just very detrimental to your business. It's confusing to your potentials, and it's a lot of work, and that has to be super exhausting. So I challenge you, if you are doing that, to think about it and really figure out what it is that you want people to think of when they think of you. Like, when they think of you, when they think of Michelle, are they going to say Michelle, the girl that does keto coffee, or are they going to say Michelle that represents 4 companies or 5 companies or whatever, 3 companies? Or Michelle that represents 2 companies, I think. I don't know what she really does, because I don't know. You want to be the one that when they think of you, they think of your products as well, because then they're more than likely to recommend you. I hope that made sense. So try to change that. And I want to say one more thing before I go here, because it just reminded me too. Again, with the way your page looks, it says so much about yourself. So one of the things too is your description here. I try not to post. In fact, I don't even have it on here. Like, I don't blare it. It Works rep. Like, I just don't. Like, because that's not. I am an It Works rep, but that's not who I. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not. It's not me. Like, it is, but it isn't. So I don't blare it, I guess. I don't know. I am a full-time family. I'm a cat mom of 2. I am a mom of 2 boys. I'm going to Tennessee. I am a Tim Burton fanatic and a tattoo fiend. Like, that is who I am. Okay? I'm not an It Works type or It Works rep or whatever. I am, but I'm not, because this is about you. You want to make it your personal blog. I hope that all makes so much sense. If you guys have any questions, you know where I am. You can always message me. My inbox is always open. I'm always willing to help. I hope this helped you guys. I hope I covered a lot of stuff. I hope this isn't too long. And I truly hope that you guys learned something today. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day.